Hello and welcome. 7 things I did in my 20s to become financially free by 30. It's very important for you to understand what are these things you could do. So maybe you could implement it. If you've already gone past 20, it doesn't mean you cannot implement it. If you're in your 30s, maybe you can aim to do that, to be able to do it, to be financially free by your 40s. And if you are in your 40s, and again, you can implement the same thing and then be financially free in your 50s. Basically, this applies to whatever age you are, whatever situation you are, whether you're in your 18s or teenage. You can literally set this target to get you financially free by whatever targeted year you want to set yourself in. Because when I started my property investment journey, I really hated working ridiculous long hours. I really hated working for what I was doing. I went to university, did finance and accounting, only to realize really it's not the thing I wanted to do with my entire life. So that then gives me the trigger to actually go out there, start investing. Obviously I started with property, and I literally stuck with properties, and properties are one of the best investments you could ever make. And again, I follow 7 things that allow me to become financially free within a couple of years or so. So I'm really hoping that you'll be able to implement it to actually help you take your investment journey from where you are to where you want to. Even if you haven't started, basically, just implement this, and then within a couple of years or so, or by the time you hit 30s or 40s, 50s, 60s, or maybe 20s, you'll be financially free. Because the world where we're going right now, the world is moving really fast. So it's very important for you to be able to actually implement this to take you to the next level. Before we get going, if you like this video or any of my videos, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more of this amazing tutorial. Click now to subscribe. Click it now, don't wait, okay? Click the channel now and subscribe, because this helps me greatly, so that algorithm would actually push the video up there, so people who needs it the most would also actually benefit from it. So let's get to it. So 7 things I did in my 20s to become financially free by 30s. The number 1 thing I did basically is to live below my means. What do I mean by living below your means? Is basically, it doesn't matter how much money you've made, do not upgrade your life. Okay, do not upgrade because you're making a bit of money. For example, when I started my property investment journey, it went really tough the first 7 months, and then after the 7 months, it all creep up. Start securing 3, 4, 5, and sometimes even 10 properties within a month or so. So what I did basically, I was earning about maybe £10,000 back then a month. So what I did basically, I did not go and actually rented the most expensive flat, or I did not went and buy most expensive car. I did not go madly in shopping, etc. I stuck with my expense, right? I stuck with that despite having all that money in. So what I did basically, I still stayed in that 1-bedroom flat, right? I did not go and buy or maybe rented 4-bedroom house or 5-bedroom house, or went and rented a 2-bedroom flat in a very expensive place. No, I stuck to that place. My expenses remained the same, right? I did not move anywhere. I went to the same shopping, I buy the same food, I went to the same supermarket, I went to the same restaurant. I did not change anything. So what that means, basically, my expense remained the same whilst my income was creeping in. Right, until today, I do exactly the same thing. So regardless where I am, basically, and regardless how much money I make, I do not upgrade my life easily. I have to be making over 200%, right, before I can actually move and upgrade myself. Okay, so again, always live below your means. And I will tell you now, 90% of the UK population lives beyond their means. Some people are living paycheck to paycheck because they're always living above their means. They're struggling financially. If their employers threaten to sack them, they go into depression mode because they're living over and beyond their means. So if you can implement this strategy, just this strategy, it will transform your life. You might think, oh, this is basic, but trust me, it's basic by saying it, but implementing it requires a consistency and commitment. Especially when you look at your bank account, you know you're generating £10,000 a month, you get tempted, right, to do it. So, and again, even if you're earning £1,000 a month, look at your expense. If you're on £400, £600 expense, do not actually increase it once your salary increased to say 1,200, 1,500. Stick to that. right? Live poor whilst you're investing. So once you've invested, you can live whatever life you want to live. And again, live below your means no matter what situation you are in, okay? Never ever live paycheck to paycheck, or never ever live above your means. Number one rule. The second rule is basically acquire appreciating assets that generates you cash flow. Right, what do I mean by that? Well, what do I mean? Basically, you can acquire an asset. It could be buying a property, right? You then rent that property. You make your cash flow. The rent that the tenants pay, less all your expenses, gives you net cash flow or gives you profit. Whilst holding the property, also the property value would be creeping up as well. So in the UK, property price in the past 80 years, property price has been going up by 7.5%. COVID obviously break the actual trend, but it's still roughly about 7.5% a year. And again, if you own a property in the UK, right, if you buy the property in the right location, you hit all the golden rules that I use or some other investors use, your property would go up in value anyway. So what you then do, whilst you're generating rent, you're making cash flow, your property price would be going up as well in parallel. So that's what we call you make money whilst you sleep, because you're making money on capital appreciation and you're making money also when your tenant pays you the rent. So again, you can see how amazing that logic is. So acquire appreciating assets. Suppose you haven't got money to actually buy an asset, okay? Maybe you haven't got money to buy a house or flat. So what you could do, you could actually lease that property, all right? You can lease the house, flat or bungalow, lease it. Once you've rented it, you lease it on the rent-to-rent basis, where you can then actually rent that property, right? And then again, you can get the cash. You may not get the capital appreciation, but what that means, basically, you can get the cash flow. So once you've got the cash flow, again, that cash flow is cash flow you make whilst you sleep. You don't have to actively work to make that money, because once you've rented the property, you set up a direct debit with your tenant. The tenant would be paying you every single month, right? Whether you do work on it. Again, these are very, very important things you need to understand. Active and passive money. Active money is when you actively work to get that money. Passive money or passive income is when you do the work once and then you keep getting reward of that investment. So it's by, for example, acquiring this property on a rent-to-rent basis or in a lease option agreement or rent-to-SA basis. So once you set the property up, and again, you don't have to do anything anymore. If you systemize or you know what you're doing, then obviously you would be making passive income that way. The third thing I did in my 20s to become financially free by 30 is I stopped taking no for granted. I learned what could be done in the future from any no. It's very difficult because human beings, we are naturally hate rejection. We don't like rejection. We don't like people saying no to us. But what I did in my 20s is to learn and appreciate no, okay? To have a thick skin, because when someone say no to me, I get frustrated, I get angry, I look down on myself. But I realized, listen, is to look into that no and understand why they say no. If there is anything that I need to improve from that no, I improve from that no. So I'll make sure the next person I approached will not give me the no on the basis of the previous one, right? So again, I learn from the no's. I improve myself to take myself to the next level. And again, sometimes the no's are what makes us stronger. It makes me stronger. When someone say no to me, it gives me more energy to make few phone calls to overcome that negativity. Because until now, sometimes I get that bad feeling when someone said no to me. But what I've learned to do over time is to actually suck it in, learn from it, and then make few phone calls, and then few phone calls about the same sort of thing, and then so that I can close a deal or I can get someone to say yes to me to get my momentum going. I know it's very easy to say this, very difficult to implement, but if you can master getting a thick skin on no, it would really, really get you to where you want to be. Again, obviously, if everybody's saying yes to you, you must be doing something wrong, okay? if everybody's saying yes, 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 you're doing something completely wrong. You need to go and check back and understand whether you're providing the services you're saying or whether you're getting the deals done correctly. So again, you need that no. Sometimes we get 100 no's or 99 no's before you get the 100th one that tells you yes. Then you know then basically you are onto something, okay? If you only got 10 no's and you got deflated, please, 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 I'm begging you to have that thick skin, learn from the no and move on to the next level, because that's the way you can grow, improve, and take yourself to the next level. The fourth thing I did to be financially free in my 30s, don't play safe. Don't play safe, right? If you're thinking, oh, I need to literally look at the risk. What is the risk? What is the reward? I know you can do a calculated risk, right? But don't play safe, because if you play safe, you get the same result, right? I remember once acquiring so many properties, right? I was literally taking on properties every single day, and I don't even have the money to pay for these properties, right? I don't have the money to pay for it. I was just acquiring it. Okay, anyone said, Rahim, yes, give me, analyze, take it. I was literally risking myself to say yes to these people. I didn't even have the money, right? So I never play safe, right? I always calculate my risk and make sure I get it done, right? I'm always like that, because I know in my 20s, if I fail, I can always recover. Or if I'm in my 30s, I can always recover, because I have a long life ahead of me. So don't play safe in your 20s. Take the risk. If you're used to 9 to 5, take the risk to actually, you know what, I'm going to do this myself. I'm going to see how this happens. If it doesn't work, and again, obviously, you can always carry on doing what you're doing, but you only fail when you give up, okay? So I did not play safe. I really played very risky investment. I know, I work out my figures, I know where I'm doing, and then obviously then take the risk to actually get myself to where I wanted to go. So again, don't play safe in your 20s. When someone says something, when there's an opportunity, grab it. Don't look at the negative side of it. Because what happened, people look at the negative side of things and then they get deflated. They don't look at the benefit, right? Look at the benefit. If the benefit outweighs the negativity, then obviously you then invest, okay? And again, I was taking on this property. I didn't have money to pay for them, but guess what? But I did not thought about, oh, it's so expensive, it's negativity, so many stuff happening. So basically it's going to be crazy. I look at the positivity side of things, then I was able to actually get these deals, and those deals eventually changed my life. The fifth thing I do to become financially free in my 30s was never leave money in your bank. What do I mean by that? Okay, don't go on savings, because savings degrade the value of your money, because the bank don't pay you interest. The interest in the bank is very minimal. It doesn't get anything. You don't get any sort of return on it. And also, if you put the money in the bank, someone else will come with their problems and ask you to lend them the money. And in most cases, it'll be family members. You don't even charge them interest. And when they lend the money to you, when you try to collect it, it becomes a problem. So if you haven't got anything in your account, when they turn around and ask you for money, you said, sorry, excuse me, I haven't got anything. Here you go, it's my bank account. I've got literally £5. I've got £10. Again, never leave money in your account, right? Because one, the value of your money goes down every single day. And secondly, it's not worth leaving that money, and you can invest it in a better thing, okay? You can invest it in a better sort of strategy. And again, I don't leave money in my account. I don't save money. What I do, basically, I store the money. I store it for opportunity. Right? I store it for opportunity. When I got the right opportunity, I hit it straight away. I've got that ready. And I don't wait until I get 10, 15, 20 or 40,000 pounds or 100,000 pounds. Whatever money I have, if there's an opportunity there, I invest straight away. I don't wait for it to actually pile up, because it takes long for it to pile up. So if you got opportunity, get it. For example, when I started, after I start making money in my rent-to-rent deals, as I was making £10,000 or so a month, I did not literally let that money pile up. So what I do basically, every month I look at it, go and get a couple of essays, couple of rent-to-rent. Basically, I start creeping up with my rent-to-service accommodation, rent-to-rent property deals, purchase lease option deals, because I've got the funds to actually help me. So once I start making lots of this money now, I then branch it out by buying properties, buying my own asset, diversifying. Then I start buying my own buy-to-let properties, and then buy property, convert them into HMOs, convert them into flats, opened my own estate agency. I got my renovation company. Now I've got my development company as well, because I've started from there. So I don't literally save money. I invest my money, right? If you're coming to me asking me to lend you money, I'll say, sorry, I haven't got money to lend. However, I've got money to joint venture with, and I have money to partner with you with to invest again. So do not save money, right? Whatever money you do, look for somewhere to put it that will generate you passive income. Obviously, there's just an advice based on my experience. I'm not a financial expert here, but there's so many opportunities that you could take advantage of: rent to rent, rent to service, accommodation, purchase lease option, or maybe partner with someone. If your money is not enough, partner with someone who's got money to actually add into yours, so you can get a deal. Or if you've got skills, you haven't got money, partner with someone. That way then they will use their money efficiently. The sixth thing I do to make me financially free by the age of 30 was I stopped wasting time and energy pleasing and impressing friends and family, right? I stopped that, because that literally drains you, because it doesn't actually, you're not actually doing it for you. You're doing it to please someone else. You're doing it to impress someone else. Back in the days, I used to have 20 trainers, 12 trainers, 50 trainers. In some occasions, I have to wear the same matching outfit, right, to go out. When I go to the gym, back in the days, I used to have the same outfit, because I was trying to impress people. I was trying to please the people I go with. I'm trying to fit in, basically. So what I've realized, basically, it was a waste of a time. I could have used my energy in a different way. I could have concentrated in adding value in me, instead of buying expensive trainers, instead of buying expensive jeans, instead of buying expensive shirts. So when I learned what the multimillionaires were doing, what the successful people were doing, I stopped that, right? Obviously, I do whatever I do ethically, genuinely. I'm always there to help people, but I'm not helping to please you or to impress you. I'm helping you because I want to add value to make your life different. Again, if you can literally get out of that circle where you're just there to please and impress people, especially your partners. It happens to be romantic partners, whatever that. Stop doing that right now, okay? Because the day you stop, it's a problem. If you're doing it, try to win them out of it, because you would never ever please people the way you want to please them. You will never impress people, right? And if you're living to impress people, you will end up broke. You will die broke. This is the reason why I see people buying expensive cars, expensive houses to keep up with the Joneses, and they end up being bankrupt. They end up having so many financial issues because they're trying to live a life that they cannot afford to actually live on. They end up going to credit cards debt, massive loans, and end up working for the debtors instead for themselves. So again, if you're one of those people, try to actually eradicate that in your life. People pleasing is a curse, okay? Don't try to please people. Try to be honest, transparent, and ethical in whatever you do, right? Because if you're not ethical, it will derail your goals and objectives, because you have to be ethical, you have to be transparent, you have to be honest, and you have to be genuinely wanting to help people, but not so that they are impressed of you, or not so that they are pleased of what you do. Obviously, if you add value in someone else's life, genuinely they are pleased, but you're not doing it to actually get that feel. The only thing you want to do, you know that you've helped someone else and you've helped change someone else's life. That would also help you take you to the next level. The last and final and most important thing I did, or I do until today, is to practice gratitude every single day. Practice gratitude every single day. No matter how your day went, whether you have a horrible day, amazing day, fantastic day, whatever it is, before you go to bed, gratification is very important. Thank your God, thank your Lord, thank whoever you worship, whatever you believe in. Gratitude, right, is very important. Appreciation. Even if you do one thing, give gratitude, give thanks. Look at what you did today. What have I done today? I've literally closed the deal. Oh my goodness, I really appreciate it. Love it. Spend that couple of minutes having that gratification. I'm thankful to what you have now and for what you're gonna have in the future, because that's the only way you could grow and take yourself to the next level. Gratification is key to success. Gratification is pivotal to success, because that's what makes you appreciate who you are, what you've achieved, and what you're going to achieve in the future. And you back that up with a thankfulness. Being thankful for what you've already have and for what you're going to have in the future would only take you to the next level. It make you happier. It would make you approachable. It would make you friendly, right? Even if I haven't got anything happen to you today, if you've got a family, if you've got a girlfriend, appreciate you've got a girlfriend. Gratitude. Thank God for saying, okay, this has happened to me today. And even if you haven't got anything, you're driving, you haven't hit anybody else, that's something that you need to thank God for as well. Wherever you're Muslim, Christian, Hindu, Jewish, whatever religion, or you don't believe God, whatever you believe in, be grateful, and obviously always get gratitude. I learned this from a very, very successful millionaire. He said to me, when I wake up in the morning, right, I do two things before I leave my bed: be gratitude, and also be thankful for what I've already achieved and for what I'm going to achieve in the future. I really hope this video has been helpful, and if this video has been helpful, don't forget to hit the like button below, subscribe to my channel for more of these amazing tutorials. I look forward to sharing the next video.